One of the things that has really stood out in this Congress campaign has been its attempt to out-Hindu the BJP, and it is for the Congress to reflect as to whether their performance suggests that that has helped them or that has damaged them. So I actually began by asking Shashi Tharoor, the Congress leader and its MP from Thiruvananthapuram, who says he comes on not as the official spokesperson but just speaking in his own capacity. I began by asking him that as somebody who considers himself a new Nehruvian, part of that tradition, that political tradition of the Congress, whether he was comfortable with this kind of flirtation that we saw of Rahul Gandhi with soft Hindutva.
Yeah, you know, I should stress that while Hinduism is very much a personal faith and it's about you and your relationship to your maker, there is no doubt that by using it as a badge of political identity, the BJP has dragged Hinduism and the Hindu faith into the public arena. Now, the problem with that is that by not making it clear that we too are Hindus, but we have our own way of worship and our own way of applying the principles of Hinduism to our political life, by ceding that space to the BJP, we were essentially leaving an entire arena open for them to essentially say that, you know, if you want good Hindus in office, you better vote for us kind of message, which frankly we would not do in those terms, but we wanted to at least convey that, listen, they think they're good Hindus, we think we're good Hindus, our Hinduism actually is more inclusive and more accepting than others. Don't forget we're also Hindu. That's whether you call the soft Hindu or not, it's something that I believe has actually made the contribution not of injecting Hinduism into the debate, but of taking Hinduism out of the debate. As long as we were as long as it was a sort of one set of believing Hindus versus one set of godless secularists, we were on a hiding to nothing. The moment it became...
But that's a very strange logic, Shashi Tharoor, that you're saying that rather than counter the BJP's attempt to drag religion into politics by saying that the Congress doesn't stand for that we stand for an inclusive, secular polity, you actually have Rahul Gandhi, his spokesperson, saying that I am a Shiv Bhakt, I am a Janayu Dhari Hindu.
The Janayadharu Hindu was not his comment, somebody else's, and I must say I wish that had not been made. But the comment about being a Shiv Bhakt is absolutely genuine. I've had many conversations with Rahul Gandhi about religion, including in the context of my next book, which is called Why I Am a Hindu, and which is an exploration of what Hinduism is all about to a 21st century rational-minded Indian. And the truth is that Rahul Gandhi really cares about his faith. He's thought profoundly about it. He has very original and interesting ideas. Obviously, these are not ideas that belong in the public arena. All he did was to take it out of the political debate.
Okay, but I just want to quote to you what Ram Guha wrote recently. I don't know if you read that, where he said that Rahul has radically departed from Jawaharlal Nehru's legacy and that Nehru would have been appalled with what he did.
Well, there is no doubt that Nehruji himself was quite openly and avowedly agnostic. Neither his daughter in the later stages of her life nor his great-grandson are agnostic. They're believers. Now, people are entitled to have different views. I don't see that I have to necessarily believe things in the same way as my grandfather or great-grandfather did. So let me just stress that where we speak of Nehruvianism in this context, we are speaking certainly of a politics in which our faith does not affect our political principles, where we are inclusive, where we believe that this country belongs to people of all religions, and therefore it is not majoritarianism, which I think Ram used an unfortunate analogy in speaking of majoritarianism. The BJP does practice the politics of majoritarianism. The Congress practices the politics of inclusion. We just wanted to neutralize the political argument. I want to stress that. We wanted to take the political argument out of the fray by saying it's an irrelevant argument. You know, if you claim to be the only Hindus in the fray, sorry, you're not. That's it. And then let's talk about economics. Let's talk about jobs. Let's talk about economic growth. Let's talk about the broken promises. Let's talk about disastrous GST implementation. That was the campaign.
Okay, all right. So you might still argue that it's tactical to bring it in. But do you, as Shashi Tharoor, wish and hope that the Congress does not go down that path in future elections?
Now, let me say to you, Vasu, very frankly, that in my own constituency, I visit temples a lot. I also visit mosques and I also visit churches. But I visit temples a lot, and in the difference between my visiting a temple and my visiting a mosque and a church is that there I go with respect for another faith, whereas when I go to a temple, I go to pray myself in the context and a framework of which I am a believer and an adherent. I am not saying that anybody should vote for me because of where I pray, but I go as a representative of people of all faiths, and I go as a normal human being who has his own yearnings and aspirations and wants to stretch his hands out to the divine. That, I think, Rahul Gandhi has to be excused for doing, but I would urge you and Ram Guha and my friends not to see this as an appeal to majoritarianism, because it was not. It was actually a way of neutralizing an established political tactic of the majoritarian party, not at all part of our appeal.